Hey everyone, Model Man Frank here. How y'all doing? Just waiting for the screen to go live in order before I start talking. Welcome to the show. Wow, what an eventful week we had since last Sunday night, huh? Looking optimistic. Things have happened. Uh, Donald Trump is now our 47th president elect, and he'll be taking office in January. Good thing. We'll be addressing a couple of things tonight. Talk a little bit about model airplanes and a little bit about what's going on in the news. And there's some pretty funny stuff and some serious stuff. One thing I do want to touch base on is, some stuff that happened over the week, and see how y'all are doing. And we're going to continue talking until I kind of get a little tired and it's time for me to settle down and get ready to go to bed. So went flying on Friday. It was pretty windy. I got video of a couple of my flights. I flew the A-10. I flew my Viper. I only flew the A-10 for real. I mean, the A-10 goes through like 3 minutes and you're done. And I didn't even get through 3 minutes. I got through 2 minutes and 45 seconds and I was already landing. So I'm already trying to zip through those flights pretty quickly. Flew the Viper, flew excellent. Landing gears are now working perfectly fine. I'm getting used to flying that jet. It flies better than I can tell you right now than the F-86. F-86 is nice to fly, but I got to rebind it because every time I fly, on the F-86, I'm flying in safe mode. So as I'm making left traffic, because when I fly in the morning, the sun is in my face when I turn looking eastbound. So I always want to make left traffic so the sun doesn't obscure my vision of the aircraft. But when I'm making left traffic, the plane's doing this because it wants to rewrite itself because it's in safe mode. And I took over the aircraft from somebody else, so I have to rebind it when I get a chance and try and fix that safe mode setup and just put it in wind mitigation. The plane does not react well to landing in the grass. So I got to practice. I'm using the Viper to learn how to land the plane a little bit better so I want to really get down packed, learning how to land right at the threshold of the runway. So in the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be training myself on doing touch and goes with the Viper, and then I'll take out the F-86 once again. I ordered some receivers, Lemon Generation 2 receivers from Motion RC, which they're not that bad. I've actually had them in the Spitfire, and the only problem I have is that it tells me the wrong altitude when it feeds me back the altitude. It reads me the altitude 3 feet off. 3 feet off. So like if I put it on the ground, it says minus 3 feet or 1 foot when I'm actually 3 feet above the ground. So it's kind of funny. One thing I wanted to touch base on is I deleted a video. I know some of you watch my short videos, and I deleted one of, and I'm going to say it. I had a video out there that I had put out of Donald Trump's plane coming in for a landing, Trump Force One, and I didn't appreciate some of the comments that came on it. Some comments were nice, other comments were just like totally off the cuff and just disrespectful. And this is my channel. I'll erase your comments if they're disrespectful and derogatory towards me. It's my channel. I have every right to do so, and I just won't stand for language like that on my channel at all. If you don't like the guy, that's up to you. That's your problem, not mine. Okay? I have nothing against him. All right? And if you don't like the fact that I'm posting it, there's plenty of other aviation channels you can watch. You don't have to watch mine. I'm not gonna feel bad about it. Okay? So it's up to you whether you want to watch my channel or not. Or you can just keep scrolling. You don't have to watch the whole video. Okay? So yeah, I have posted a video, and then I deleted the video completely and redid it when Wednesday morning came along, and I showed that he had won, and I shut the comments off because I didn't want to deal with it. Again, it's my channel. I can do whatever I'd like. It's up to you whether you want to stay on the channel or not. I do this because I like doing it, and it's a lot of fun for me. So it's no loss to me. But moving on from that, so I was looking through stuff to post, and some pretty interesting stuff happened this week with aviation wise. I want to show you guys this one video here. This is kind of funny. This was there was video that was shown of I don't know how to explain this. It was, oh man, don't tell me it didn't record. I want to show, well, first of all, I'm going to show you the first one I post. So this is really interesting. I'm going to blow it up here and read to you guys what it says. So apparently there was, so Air France has been flying over the Red Sea lately, and I'm surprised it's on Breaking Aviation News. This is from X, okay? And I'll put a link in the description box below so you guys can follow and go to this channel on X and follow them. They do talk about everything aviation, Breaking Aviation News. So Air France suspends flights over the Red Sea area as a precautionary measure until further notice after pilots saw luminous objects at high altitude while flying over the Sudan. What did they see? The French national carrier said that the illuminating itinerary for some flights has been changed and that some aircraft had turned around and returned to land at their departure airport. Air France is the only airline to have taken precautionary measures, although the airspace in the region has not closed. So you're flying over at nighttime and all of a sudden you see something glowing either flying past. I mean, now, did they see it fly past them? Because let's face it, guys, everybody's talking about it, and I'm going to touch base a little bit on it. Am I a believer? Am I a skeptic? Number one, I'm a believer and I'm a skeptic, but you can't really. Pilots are seeing this stuff all over the globe. It's happening. There's no way for us to say, oh, it's a Starlink satellite. The thing is Starlink, and my wife and I have sat outside and watched the Starlink satellites. They pass over, and you'll see them like every 20 minutes passing one right behind the other. And I've actually seen a train of satellites before from the Starlink after a launch. So it's not a Starlink satellite. Could it be another satellite? It could be, but you can really tell what a satellite looks like. Now, if they're seeing something luminous in the night sky and it's going all over the place, it's definitely not a satellite. What could it be? Could it be a rocket being fired at them? Could it be a missile? Could it be another jet fighter? Could it be an unknown aerial phenomenon? We don't know. But they haven't released a video, so it's just a post of what's going on. So I thought that was interesting. I saw that on X, and I thought I'd share it with y'all. I think it's something that needs to be said and talked about. The next video, I mean, before I show you the next one, and I'm trying to find where I put that video. There's been a lot of videos coming out. There was actually one video that came out, and it's a conversation between Anchorage or Alaska Control. I think it was Alaska Control or Canadian Air Control. And it was a cargo pilot flying over the polar ice cap heading to Europe, and another one coming in the opposite direction, and a couple of other pilots in the area also. And I'm going to see if I can find the video, because I'm going to try and get it downloaded so we can have a conversation about it. Come on, guys, we've got to really talk about this stuff. This stuff is coming out. I know I talk about aviation history on this channel all the time, but this stuff is starting to make its way known. And there's really no way of beating around the bush of this. I'm going to try and find it, because my wife and I, we watched it one night, and the pilot comes on and talks to the controller and says, listen, do we have anything in our area? And he looks around, all he sees is normal aircraft travel, and he says, not really. He says, she's like, well, this is higher than us, but it's like dancing around. Like, it's almost mimicking and following us. And they go through the whole emotion. And the video's about 14 minutes long, and all you hear is them talking back and forth. And another pilot's trying to say that it's satellites, but she's like, no, I don't think it's a satellite. And she's really adamant. She goes, I don't know what it is, but it's kind of hovering there, and it's... So they change altitude, and the thing actually mimics them and changes altitude. So, Lord knows what it could be. But I think I'll find the video, and I'll try and see if I can post it. I'll post it to my community page so you guys can follow the link and you can find the video. So I'll just be on the lookout. I'll try and get it out there the next couple of weeks. So the next one I'm going to show you guys, just to change the tone a little bit. Again, we'll talk a little bit about it on maybe next week. We'll talk a little bit about it before we go into talking about what we don't really talk about, either aviation history wise or what. So, but the one that I wanted to really show you, it's just so funny. You know, you see things happening at, especially now, I've talked about how I worked in the past for Spirit Airlines, and working for Spirit Airlines was just, it was a lot of fun. A lot of different things happened while working for the company. Let me see if I can find this thing here. I don't think maybe it's here. Nope, not that one. Just bear with me one moment, guys. I really am trying to find it here for you, because I just think it's so funny. Camera roll, let's see. Where is it? I cannot believe that I can't find it. Are you kidding me? I think I don't think it recorded. Oh yeah, it did. It did. All right, here we go. Here we go. Oh man, hold on a second, guys. I'm sorry. I really want to show you. So what's going on is that I was looking through the feed trying to find this this video, and it was hilarious because. So yeah, I worked for not Eastern Airlines, I worked for Spirit Airlines. It was the funnest time of my career, of my life, working for Spirit Airlines, because everything that could happen happened on Spirit Airlines. Spirit Airlines used to fly the MD-80s and the DC-9s, and our MD-80s and DC-9s were painted red, blue on the bottom, and then red stripe going across, and then white on top. And it was the funniest thing in the world, because it was like, I mean, everything that could happen would happen. So, I mean, we had everything from planes breaking down. So our planes would take off at a certain time, and then by noon, everything would start breaking down, and we'd have to find new people to, new flights for them to get around. So I left just as they started purchasing Airbus aircraft. And when they started purchasing the Airbus aircraft, that's when we moved on. So you know what? I can't find it, but whatever. So it's basically, I don't know if you all saw it. It's on Breaking Aviation, and I'll find the link. I'll find the description. I'll put the video down. I'll put it on my community page so you guys can follow it. And it's a raccoon that falls through the through the ceiling, and he's just hanging there. And I was gonna make a caption of it, like it looks like, he's trying to sneak a ride on board the plane, But the raccoon's just hanging on like dear life. He's like, what am I gonna do now? So, but it was kind of funny to watch, and it brought back memories of the things that would happen. I mean, plane, one story goes is, and my wife will attest to this. We flew up to New York to visit her friends, and I told her, hey, let's fly on my carrier, because she was working for Delta Airlines at the time, and we couldn't get any buddy passes. So we flew up on Spirit Airlines, and then flew back on Spirit Airlines, and the plane wouldn't start. So the guy he was trying to go from ground power to the APU, and he couldn't get the APU started. And I'm like, oh man, not now, come on guys, So finally the plane started up, and we got on our way. But that was the one time that Spirit Airlines almost let me down, especially when I was on a date. But everything worked out, because my wife married me, so everything worked out, right? So guys, if your guys are watching the video and there's like a little bit of a stop between, we just shifted over to from one internet provider to another internet provider. We're very happy that we're doing it, because we cut off the man. We went from Xfinity to Starlink, and I find it more refreshing that we're doing this. It saves a little bit of money. In the first beginning, it's a little bit more expensive for us, but as time goes on, we'll see how it goes. And but I'm powered up on Starlink right now and talking to you guys, but there's a little bit of an adjustment. Same thing happened when we had Xfinity. Those are the same issues that I had with Xfinity. There'd be times where Xfinity would go in and out, and we would lose video, and then sometimes the video would go blank while you guys were talking to me, while I was talking to y'all. But what am I going to do? So, what else to talk about? Oh, yeah. So I put out a video. I started work on the SST, which is sitting next to me right here. Let me bring it in so you guys can see. It's a big plane. So I started covering the aircraft, and as you can see, everything's going together pretty well. Oops. I covered the nose. This thing comes off. So I covered the nose with polyboard, which is a foam board. This is Dollar Tree board, which is just, uh, it's like $1.50 at any Dollar General or Dollar Tree. I think it's like $2. So, um, it actually brings this piece of wood down here because the way the plane is designed is that there's supposed to be a gas motor here. So I got rid of the gas motor and put an electric motor on it. And then this is the foam board that I added onto it. So here's the landing gear. Landing gear is all wired in. Then, as you can see, I've got more of a full size servo setup for it. These are some servos. They're Metal Gear servos that I found on Amazon. They come in a pack of 4 for like $21, and they're metal geared, so they're gonna be a little bit stronger. It does add a little bit of weight to the plane, but you know what? As long as the plane flies, I'm happy. It's got a pretty big motor on it. I've got a 900 kV motor on this, and with a 3-bladed prop, I should be able to get a little bit more torque out of it also. Excuse me. So these two servos here will power the rudder and the elevator, and it's going together pretty well. I am definitely going to have to cut this off because today I realized that I'm going to need to put more weight in the nose. So before I put this back on, I got to trim it off, get in there, put weight inside the nose so I can balance the plane out. Because right now, the way the plane stands is when it's sitting on the ground, the plane does this. It's tail heavy. So that tells me I need to put more weight in the nose. I went back to the original, which had rubber band ties. At this point in time, I don't see how I'm going to put a bolt-on wing here. But over time, if I decide to do so, I will. I'll put a bolt-on wing. So that's enough for the SST project. As you can see, the plane's tail heavy. If I let it go, it tilts backwards. So I'll be definitely putting on some weights down here in the nose. And these weights here are 7 grams. Excuse me, 7-gram weights. So that's what we'll be doing. Sorry guys, just checking to see if the cat's coming through. What else was I going to talk about? I had some other things I wanted to talk to you guys about. Also, what we're going to do is I'm already starting to think about which aircraft I'm going to build next. Because as soon as I'm done with this one, there's another plane I want to build. And that's the Bird Dog. If you guys don't know about the Bird Dog, it's O1 Bird Dog. It's made by Cessna. It was an observation plane, and I've already started I got some of the ribs out. These are the ribs for the aircraft. I've already started cutting them out. This is more of a kit aircraft, so I'm not going to be really doing much cutting. It's got a lot of balls of wood that's already pressed. It's not laser cut or anything like that, so I got to be careful when I'm getting everything out. I've got the door for the side, for the fuselage. Where's the rest of the plane? It's a pretty big plane. Let me show you part of the fuselage. You can just tell by the size of the door. So, this is going to be the door for the aircraft. It's pretty big. It's balsa wood and light plywood design. So it literally it is a very big plane. I don't know how I'll store it in here, but I will be putting this one together. I've already thought that this will be my next one after this one. And then the next one after this, I'm already thinking ahead, is I'll be actually building an airplane. The only one that I think, I'm not too sure whether to build a twin Mustang, which I got the plans there to build, or to build a SIG plane. I don't know where the wing is. I have the plane sitting around. He's somewhere over the rainbow. I also have landing gears for it and everything like that. So I'm not too sure which I'm going to do. If you guys have a preference that maybe you guys want to see me build one from scratch, from the plans, please put it in the description box. Put it in the comments section below, and I'll do that for you. I'll take your consideration. Either the twin Mustang. I have a couple of them. I have a twin Mustang. I had an actual P-51 Mustang. I still have some planes behind me I have to finish. If you want to see some of those being worked on, I'll put videos together with those. And everything that I build, I will be doing more video about it, because I see that you guys love the build videos. Excuse me. A little touch of gas here. And my friend Steve from the Model Airplane Group, I don't know if you can see it over my shoulder here. See this fuselage right here? So that there is an F2J FJ2 Fury. And if you guys don't know much about the Fury, I'm actually going to talk about that next week. So we're going to talk about, so what was first, the F-86 or the FJ2 Fury? You guys have until next week to figure that one out. There is a video online about it, talks a little bit about the plane, and we're going to talk about that one next week. In the coming weeks, we'll talk about some other aircraft that started. We'll also talk about the Grumman Albatross, which I have one at home currently. And I'm sorry, not at home. I don't have it here. We will talk about it. It's actually at my job, and I've got some pictures of the interior that I'll be showing to you, and some pictures of the aircraft. During the hurricane, it was sitting on a pedestal. It was sitting on a cradle, and the hurricane came, and the plane shifted off its cradle and fell down. And I'll show you guys some pictures of that also. Very fascinating history about that plane and the construction of that aircraft. So we'll be talking about that one there too. Model airplane wise, really I do apologize if you're not able to join us on the chat. I don't know if anybody's there. So I do feel bad that you guys can't join me on the chat right now. I guess we're having some issues going on. Oh, there we go. Our BPS is actually keeps going. It fluctuates back and forth. So I guess it's just having problems with streaming. It's a short video tonight, guys. I guess I'm getting really tired. I had a really busy day today, doing some work here in the house. But next week we will talk about the F2J Fury. I hope you can join us. And we will talk about the other history. And I'll see if I can find that video that... Oh, I know what I wanted to talk to you guys about. You guys, I don't know if you... I know there's a lot of people on my channel here that have probably never seen the movie called The Day After. And it's a movie that came out in 1983. I'll just give you guys a little bit of a synopsis about it. In 1983, this movie, it was like a worldwide phenomenon. It aired on all channels. Actually, it aired on ABC News, on ABC. And it went up against a couple other television programming that was going on at that time. And it talked about what would happen if a nuclear war happened. So the movie starts off with breaking down different stories of different people. Most of these people are living in the Midwest, and that's where most of our intercontinental ballistic missiles are located. We still have some silos that are still located out there. Others are roaming the seas in submarines. The exact number is more of a classified situation. There's no real actual number. The Russians have a lot of intercontinental ballistic missiles. Now you've got places that really shouldn't have them. Actually, nobody should really have them. But you've got a lot of people having them all over the place. And I'm going to talk about it here, something that I worry about with everything that's going on. And there has been conversations about World War III happening. Is it going to happen in our lifetime? I don't know. Is it going to happen in your lifetime? I don't know. Could it happen? Yes, it could happen. I just don't know when it's going to happen. And it's not something you want to wish upon. I really do suggest that you watch the movie. There's a story where Ronald Reagan at the time, when the movie came out, Ronald Reagan was president. And when the movie came out, he watched it with his wife Nancy. He was so moved by the movie that he got on the phone with Gorbachev the next day and set up arms talks. He wanted to reduce the amount of nuclear weapons we had and wanted to talk to Russia so they could de-escalate their Russian nuclear weapons. And it worked. The movie was meant to shine light that if there's an event of a nuclear war, there's no winners. There's no losers. Oh, everybody's a loser. Also, the History Channel put out 1,000 Ways the World Could End. And one of the episodes was about nuclear war. And their thought was that the Americans and the Canadians would be destroyed, and so would the Russians and most of Europe. And the only ones that would be surviving, but they would be surviving in a nuclear winter and face very hardships, would be South America and Africa. Because, let's face it, that stuff, radiation travels. It travels on the wind. So we would have radiation envelop the world. And with everything that's going on in this world today, we've got to really think about who we elect and, do they want to stop what could happen or slow it down? And it's time for that to happen. Something else happened also this week was, as you know, Cuba is out of power. And I have family still living in Cuba. I'm sure others who watch my videos also have family in Cuba. And Cuba has no power at this time. Imagine living in the United States. I know some of you here watch this channel are here in the U.S. And you're watching this and thinking, what would it be like to live without power? Imagine it. It's a hurricane for a whole year, basically. You're surviving. And it's a struggle because you don't have any link to the outside world. Can happen. So, I just, little somber things that you think about. Also, but yeah, you guys want to watch the day after, it's pretty good. You can watch it on YouTube. I'll put a link in the down in the description box below so you guys can watch it. But guys, I'm gonna wrap it up now. If you're new to the channel, please hit the thumbs up button. Number 1. Number 2, if you're a first-time subscriber, subscribe to my channel. Hit the little bell icon. It'll alert to you when new videos come up. I'll be posting more videos of content about the planes that I work on, the model aircraft that I work on, and the RC videos I put out. Oh, that's one I wanted to talk to you guys about. I had posted it up. I wonder if I can pull it up. Let's see. I got a reaction here too. Oh wait, this is the wrong thing that I'm pulling up. I know where I did wrong. Here we go. Here we go. Let's pull up that video that I was talking to you guys about. Nope, not here. Screen recordings. Here we go. Here we go. We're gonna show that video that I was talking to you about. The little raccoon. This is hilarious.
Hey, yo, someone get this fucking raccoon.
That's just off the chain. What do I do? What do I do? Well, let me pull it back here. You just
Hey, yo, someone get this fucking raccoon. Hey, yo, someone get this fucking...
The other one that I wanted to show you, I had it pulled up wrong. I'm sorry. Let me see. I was pulling it up on their image here on OBS, and I wanted to show you guys. So there's a video that I had recorded. Excuse me. Excusez-moi. So there is a video that'll be coming out this week. I made a short video of it, of an RC boomerang. It's a Burt Rutan 202. And this plane is fascinating. Burt Rutan actually built the plane. And I think there's only one flying in existence. Or I think there's a couple. I'm not sure. I'll have to check on that again. But Burt Rutan built this aircraft, and it is just awesome to look at. The plane has a boomerang wing. Now, something that I noticed is that when the guy, it's a model airplane. It's an RC plane with, I think, 2-stroke motors in it. It's got a really, really sweet sound to it. When the plane takes off, you're going to actually see the plane fly, and then you're going to see the aircraft kind of doing this. The reason it's doing that is because the real-life aircraft, the motors are a little bit more fine-tuned. But on an RC aircraft, some airplanes will do this because of the sense of the motors are not whacking off at the same time. In other words, they're not tuned to the specifications that are in an FAA aircraft. So I'm going to show that video to you guys right now. Let's see if I can pull it up here. Oh, I did. I have it. Bring it up a little wider. Look at that. That is just one beautiful looking plane. You can actually see the plane flying through the air. You see it'll bank again. You see that little wave action going on there back and forth with the plane. See how the plane pivots back and forth a little bit? It's just the way the motors are. Electric motors, you can get rid of that a little bit more, and you can get rid of it more so also with turbo. That's just really nice. It really is a pretty plane. Well, that is a really pretty plane, and I wanted you guys to see that. I think that's really gorgeous. It is one of those aircraft that I just love watching fly. And sorry, there was me pulling up other things at the same time. My arrow was hitting some other stuff. That's why other videos showed up on the screen. Okay, guys. Well, like I said, I'm getting a little tired here, and with this daylight savings time, man, it crushes you. It really does. So next week, I'll try and take a little bit of a nap so we can stay up and talk a little bit more and have more conversation. Again, next week we're going to talk about the FJ2 Fury. We'll talk about aviation history. We'll talk about a little bit about aviation news and things that's going on here in the shop, how the builds are going, and so on and so forth. I am working on trying to get a better camera. Right now I'm using the camera that's here on the on my computer screen. I'd like to get a actual camera set up so I can put it on the desk over there and I can actually talk to you guys from over there, so you're in front of the plane and I can do better stuff, more stuff with it. So with that said, this time we're cutting it loose. We're cutting out early. Again, if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. If you're already a subscriber, thank you so very much for subscribing. I really appreciate it. And if you can, hit the little bell icon and it'll alert you when my videos come up. And also hit the thumbs up button on this video. And again, thank you very much for joining us tonight, guys. I'm exhausted. I've already said that twice. I'm so sorry, guys. But listen, again, catch us next time for Model Man Frank here and Shop Talk. You guys have a great weekend. Please be kind to one another. Have a good night. Have a good week. Talk to y'all later.